Hi. LinkedIn post sharing can be done in multiple ways. Mainly, there are two ways. One is share offsite and one is using LinkedIn API. In the sense, I'll just show you the samples. Like if you share it as offsite mode, we have limited features. I mean to say here, I'm trying to explain here. It is only for like just a text or URL or any image URL. It works as a preview kind of. I mean, here the right side one, this particular one, the right one. So this one, it appears like this only preview. Even though it's a image, direct image also, it appears like this. If we mention some URL, then particular URL, whatever is the available preview, that will appear here. If you want directly as image or video or something kind of, then you have to go through LinkedIn inbuilt, I mean, sorry, internal APIs. I mean, it's called LinkedIn API, they say. So that is called LinkedIn API. So through that, you can do almost all the features of like uploading image, even just simple sharing post, all those things can be done. So I'll just show you the first quickly. What is first? This is one is like share offsite, means directly. It's the code is simple, only this one line code, text and whatever is the text I'm feeling, and my URL, whatever you had, and if it has multiple URLs, it takes the first URL preview. Okay, for testing purpose, I just made the URL which is without any image preview internally. How that image it comes is it comes in a multiple structure, like if it has any meta tag, open graph tags, all those things, then kind of. If it is nothing, then it will appear like this only. Okay, I'm sharing my text, whatever you can add, something like this. If you just post it, it just appears like this, nothing else. If no preview, no image. Now the second thing is, this is the first, and second one is here we have all the features, all the facility of like in the LinkedIn portal, just like how we post anything like maybe if I wanted to add something or media, whatever, I can just select anything we can do. Even if you take it like add media, all the features is available through the API mode. Okay, so just to jump back here, this particular one, the documentation, everything, I try to made it up in the platform here itself. Okay, take up the documentation. It's in the GitHub portal. In this video description, I'm mentioning the URL. It is concept is simple. I mean, this is the difference. To make this the second way I'm talking, LinkedIn API, because the first one is straightforward, you are done with it, just one line of code, whatever the way you wanted to do it, and just have to do like if it has spaces and all, you have to escape it URL encode. So this is common in HTML anywhere. So now the second one is also, I'm just trying to give with the example of ASP.NET Core, but similarly it is across all the platform, it is same. So for that you need to have a developer account first, developer.linkedin portal. Here you have to create the app, and then you have to fill out the details and what is your privacy policy URL and all. Once you have to, it will create an app. So it will have auth where it will be having the client ID and client secret, all those things. So if you verified your app, then you will get more features like more scopes and all. This app is not verified as being associated with any company, so that is the reason it shows like that. If you verify it, then it shows like this. I mean, under the verification, sometimes you have to fill some forms. It depends on the case. Okay, see, you can see client ID, client secret, and all you can access. By default, here I mean, when you are expecting some scopes, like when you're trying to post it, it goes in a three-step activity. It means you have a website, for example, facebook.com. I am the one guy, I'm using it, I wanted to share it over portal. Then when I click it, it has to validate through me and the app, all the third parties. So for that reason, we have to enable the scopes. That scopes are here. Okay, so once you enable it, few things it directly immediately appears, few things it goes with some approval. So for example, here the advertising API. So this is the one, it is required for the sake of advertising, I mean our basic profile, that is required for the sake of making my ID delegation and all, person ID extraction. So for that purpose, you have to do this. Once you do that, then the code is simple actually. You can see here, whatever, I mean, in this repository only, I have a LinkedIn services where I have, I mean, just all written only, nothing like predefined. We are using the LinkedIn API calls. On the program.cs you have to enable the controller, and under LinkedIn service we just enabled the features like image upload and getting the access token, person ID, those all the things integrated, and the class structure, everything inside this LinkedIn service.cs. And in the LinkedIn controller, just a callback. Once this request completed, then where it should come back, and there from there all the action should happen. Means it calls the LinkedIn service only. Before that, by default, first step is share page, where we have the button. Even though you can hard code this particular line. Okay, so in my case, we are trying to make it code standard, so that is the reason this one. So here we have all these things. So here we have to keep few things in mind. Whatever is the redirect URL, I mean, once the request completed, app authentication completed, then once it comes back, it has to be properly validated. I mean, it means this LinkedIn/callback 7244, that one should match with my code, otherwise it will not work. Okay, and it goes in 3 steps, as I was mentioning. When the user clicks on share, let me show it up quickly. Yeah, so the app is running here. I'm just running the app here, nothing else. Maybe you can just see what are the actions happening. So this first one you saw already. So I'm just clicking on the second one. What it is making is I'm just redirecting this to share page, whatever the page I have. For example, just default live testing, blah blah blah, all those things. Smartown.in, like my image URL. If I have some image URL, then I'm mentioning that. If I have any additional URL, if I wanted to just for my appearing it, we just segregated, nothing else. When I'm clicking it share, what happens is you can see it just goes through the application. Just to be back to the code. Okay, you can see here. So here it is, what it makes is get access token, first step. So once it gets the access token, for getting the access token it has to authenticate. So for that only this page is, right now it is going to the login page. Once it completes the login, it immediately, you please keep an eye on the right side. So it takes time. It is because everything is not because of the app. Since I'm just doing this app from multiple time testing, so it's just doing some verification. Pick the image in the correct way up. I hope this is the one. I'm just doing it repeatedly for some other internal purpose. That's why it took that one. So immediately you can see the right side steps. What it has done is, you can see first, it just, what I mean to say is, by default, first step is access token. It took, I mean, it started, then completed. Then once after access token, then it has to fetch my ID. It is called person ID. It has to extract. Once it has been done, then how it goes is, again in the code I will just explain. Here it first image it uploads. Actually, for the uploading it will register a request, and then once it makes the app upload, image upload, you can see here. And then once the image upload happened, that particular URL, it's called asset URL, will be used in the share post async. So here, okay, so that's how it works. So this is the advantage of LinkedIn API utilization. So like this we can do any more tweaking. So instead of this we can do more like I mean video upload also. Here I want to just show the code. Actually few troubles of this particular one. Maybe LinkedIn or Microsoft, they should, because both are Microsoft babies, so they had to improvise this. The criticality is, even for me, what I faced is this JSON payload. Actually this JSON payload, if you try to maintain the class structure, then it won't work at all, even though they had mentioned MSDN documentation. So you can see here MSDN documentation, whatever they are mentioning, it is clear, but how to implement this in the C#, that is a challenging task. Okay, you can refer this. I'll mention this particular URL also. So this is the one challenging portion. And here I'm just making it, you can see here JSON payload. Here this is for the sake of only post, no image. Okay, one sec. Okay, registering person upload, then upload image, one sec. Yeah, share post. So here if I don't have any image, then I'm going with this. If I have an image, then I have to go like this. Okay, it means it's just an asset, what type of image it is, and that particular URL. If it is a video, then you have to make it as video and then asset URL. That's how we can make it up. So this is how we can do it. If you need, if anything improvisation on this, please recommend me, or if any more doubts on this, please raise it to me. Thank you. Keep sharing. Yeah.